This was by far the scariest in all of my travels. Stay tuned for all the details. Morning everyone, what's going on? Day 2 in Rio de Janeiro. I'm gonna just show you a little bit of the area that I'm staying in. So I'm staying in the Lapa district, and it's more central Rio de Janeiro, so it's a bit further away from Copacabana Beach and Ipanema and Leblon. And then I'm gonna make my way to Michael Jackson Square, where they have the statue, and that is in the Favela. But I'll check it out. It's in Botafogo. So I'm going to take a bus, and on the way to the bus station I'm going to show you a little bit of the area that I'm staying in. Quite cool. It's a bit busy. It is apparently more dangerous during the day than it is at night, because at night the bars and the restaurants open and it becomes more lively. During the day it's a bit less busy. But we'll see. Okay, that's the bus I'm supposed to take. That's the 410. So there is another one in about 6 minutes, I think. We made it. On the right bus now, so let's go. I've now stopped in an area called Botafogo. It's another 15-minute walk from where I am now at this bus. I'm not gonna lie, guys, that was damn scary. Woo! That was damn scary. No, I don't know how dangerous it was, guys, and I don't know if that is the route that the tourists would take up to the Michael Jackson statue, if you should go with a tour operator or the tour company. I'm not sure what route they take, but got to a certain point where there was no more road for a bus or a car to go, and it was only steps, and obviously I didn't know which steps to take. Google Maps wouldn't show exactly, because then it just started going zigzag. I could see the red marker on Google Maps as to where the statue is, but it wouldn't show me a straight line as to how to get there. Whew, I just catch my breath, guys. Now guys, I'm not stereotyping, don't get me wrong, I'm not stereotyping. It's just that, you know, you hear these stories and obviously it makes you a bit apprehensive, and you have to be careful, obviously, and be careful everywhere you go. Cape Town the same, no exception. Then when I got to a certain point, this guy asked me in his language, Portuguese, where I was going, and I told him that I was going to the Michael Jackson statue, or Michael Jackson Square, and he showed me that it's to the right, and he pointed me to the right direction, but then he went a different route, and I just thought, okay, cool, that's fine, he's just helping me along. And then I just saw the guy appearing from another side, and then he walked in front of me. But in the meantime, guys, I'm starting to get worried, because this guy's forever on his phone and he's texting, and then he called somebody. I'm waiting on bus 157, by the way. That's going to take me all the way to the lagoon, and so now I'm thinking this might be an ambush. And now I started making arrangements for my cash, my cards, and my cameras, because he'd now already seen that I'm using my iPhone, and he had seen that I'm using my my Osmo action camera. So there was no way of hiding that. The cash that I had on me, which wasn't a lot, but I thought, let me take out the cash that I had and keep like 20 hey-his in my wallet. So in case they take my wallet, then at least they got 20 hey-his. And so I started taking out all my cards, but without this guy seeing what I'm doing, because I had to be very discreet. So I started taking out my bank cards, my ID, my driver's license, and so I started putting all of those in a secret pocket in my trousers. And then I just kept my wallet and a little bit of cash in my wallet. In the meantime, we're going uphill and uphill, and I'm checking on Google Maps and it's just not showing the same way. And so guys, woo, I'm alone, and it's all these little corridors and passages, and you know, you can actually see the rock formation of the mountain, and the houses are built on these rock formations. So it's actually, the houses are built into the mountain. That is so cool, guys. And it's all these dark alleys, and then you see people from time to time coming out, and because every time he's calling somebody or he's texting somebody, and I would see somebody coming out of the well, just appearing from out of nowhere, and they would then just greet, and they would just go on their way. It seemed very, very scary, and it seemed very obvious that he's forever on his phone and chatting to people and texting and so forth. And then in the meantime, I pass all these little kiosks and shops and these little places that sell souvenirs and gifts, and then there's places that take photographs, and then there's places that sell DVDs and so forth, all Michael Jackson merchandise. And so anyway, I'm passing all these places, and I'm hoping that these people will recognize my face, and I'm filming them, and then eventually the guy via Google Translate shows me that I'm not allowed to take pictures of these people without their permission, and I'm like, okay, cool. And I apologize. My bus is here, guys. Let's see. I've arrived at the lagoon. Let's cross. I'm going to spend a bit of time over here, guys, just to calm down a bit. And this lagoon is surrounded by all these cities: Ipanema, Copacabana, Leme. That's the Christ the Redeemer statue, and we could see this whole area from that side, or from up there. And obviously, the right hand side of Christ the Redeemer's hand, just over the hill, is Copacabana Beach. So this area over here is Copacabana. Check this view, man. Wow. And then eventually we get to a certain point where I decided just to take a break and just to rest. But you know what, this guy's waiting on me. And that just made me more suspicious that he wouldn't let me out of his sight. And all the more, he's on the phone, and I'm like, hey guys, please, man, Lord, let this not happen. Let this not leave a bad taste in my mouth, because I really, really don't want to stereotype any place. And don't get me wrong, guys, I've had these experiences everywhere else I've been where it was scary, but this was the most scared I've actually felt, because I was man alone. There were no other tourists around, there were no other people around, and everyone that I saw coming out looked like they could probably be friends with this guy, you know. So I wasn't sure whether they were the people that he was calling or whether he was texting. And I decided, okay, cool, I've had enough rest, let's just go. So we walk and walk, and then I started following the Google Maps again, and it still showed all the way zigzag. And I was being respectful by not filming the houses and the people. So guys, if you don't have a lot of footage, please understand that I was just respecting their privacy, and I didn't want to be invasive. So the footage that you'll probably see is the footage that I got, or that I was allowed to take, and I didn't want to spoil anything any further. This is really beautiful, man. And again, guys, I'm just walking around this lagoon. I believe that it's something like 7 kilometers walking all around the lagoon. Again, my numbers might be messed up and I'll get you all those details, but nice restaurant as well. Looks classy. And it's classy, probably expensive too. Brazil's not cheap, by the way, guys. The food's not really cheap. It's cheaper than a lot of places, but it's more expensive than South Africa and a lot of places I've been to recently, but maybe not as expensive as Dublin. Eventually we got to a spot where the guy just stopped and he said to me, Michael Jackson. And I looked up and I see the entrance to the Michael Jackson statue. So another restaurant. Maybe I'll stop for lunch in one of these restaurants. And so I go up and I just tried to find a seat first, because guys, at that time I couldn't even breathe anymore. It was like so hectic. Even this guy himself had to take a break because we were going non-stop, except for the part where I stopped. But that was also part of my strategy. And so now, guys, I stopped, I waited on the seat, and I'm still alert, keeping my eyes open for any irregular activities, because now you're right on top there. There is nobody else, guys. Not a single tourist, not a single local person, nobody. That place was completely empty. So I don't know if they not using it for tours anymore or what the deal is, but I also heard that the statue was damaged. And so by now I've gathered my breath, and I was able to take some pictures and able to take some video of the statue. So like I was saying, guys, I don't know what the statue, if it was damaged at all, if it was different before, but that's what I saw. It didn't seem damaged to me. Maybe it's been restored again, or maybe it's been cleaned up, because I heard some people vandalize it and they put all sorts of graffiti on it. I don't know, but the footage that you see is the footage that you're gonna get, guys. I unfortunately didn't shoot a lot because I was at all times alert of what was happening around me, and I was still being a little bit suspicious. So you got to understand, I'm a man alone at this place. There is my so-called tour guide, and he's still on his phone, and he's still calling and still chatting. And by now it's like he was having full-on conversations, and I couldn't make out what he was saying. I did my filming, did what I had to do, and took some selfies with the statue, and that was it. I probably only took like 2 or 3, which I'm very sad about, because I wanted to spend some more time there as well and take it in a bit, and also gather all my, just get all my energy back, because at that moment my legs were shaking, because that steep uphill was just like, yeah, it got to me. And I think also with the adrenaline, they all added to that feeling. I then told the guy I'm gonna leave, and I thought maybe I should just then go and leave him behind, because at that point I didn't need him anymore. But the guy was following me, and then I just decided to let him lead the way again and take me all the way down. Going all the way down, my legs were still a bit jittery, and it wasn't as fast as I wanted to go down, but still I was just keeping my eyes open and being alert. I finally made it all the way down to the spot where I met this guy, and then I just said thank you to the guy, and I'm like, hey, listen man, this guy actually got me there safely, and he got me down safely. From there on, there was more activity, there were more people, there were vendors around, fruit stalls, stalls selling water and sweets and luxuries and stuff, so they were all there, and then also all these souvenir stores. And I thought, okay, I'm probably safe now, because from there on you're kind of close to the main, you're not like right into the favela now anymore, you're actually more closer to the main road. I thanked the guy. I then decided to you know, as a thank you to pay him. And I just took out 50 reals, reais. That equates to about $10. I took it out, gave it to him. He was so grateful for that. I could have lost my life. And I thought to myself, 50 reais or $10 is nothing to give away for my life. So I still have my life. And I'm so grateful for that. I'm so grateful to that guy. I apologize to all the people of Brazil or Rio de Janeiro and of the favelas. It's not that I didn't trust anybody, but it's just you got to understand under the circumstances, being a tourist, not understanding the language, and hearing a lot of things. So the media messes a lot of things up for people, guys. I've actually heard Carol say yesterday, the tour guide from yesterday, that the favelas they are getting a bad reputation because of the media. And I want to set that right now, that even though I was as suspicious, nothing happened to me, and I'm not saying that nothing will happen, but I'm just saying, guys, don't just follow what the media is saying. Maybe give it a shot yourself, and maybe try it for yourself, but maybe don't go alone. Maybe try and go with a tour group, or maybe try and go in a group of people, or, you know, find someone else that's interested in going into the same place. Because for me, guys, I went alone, and that was really risky. And you see on the news, and it's always bad, and it's always about gangsterism, and people get shot, and they get mugged, and they get killed in the favelas, and maybe it's not even like that. So guys, I'm witness to that. I survived the favela in Rio de Janeiro, Santa Marta. Yeah, baby.